Alright, what is up guys? June 22nd, 2017. And tonight I'm just going to be giving you guys a quick look at my Kenwood TK-380 portable UHF two-way radio. A lot of you guys have already seen this radio before. This is the one I got back in late December 2016. And this one actually came from what I believe to be a hospital fleet up in Rochester, New York. And, I've been using it ever since I got it. It's been a good little portable radio. The clip on this is actually the one I got from the first 380, which was the version 1.0. I sold that, but got a brand new battery, brand new antenna, because the old antenna I had, that one was started to crack apart. So, new antenna, and this has been a perfect radio. It's a little bit beat up. It's obviously used, but it's served me well for GMRS communications and, listening to the buses and even talking on the buses periodically, bus frequencies, and, very good GMRS radio right here. So, like I said, it's a very good radio. One thing about it, though, has always just bugged the crap out of me. There's supposed to be a Kenwood logo right there, a little badge that goes over that little space right there that says Kenwood on it, and this radio has never had that since I got it, and I've always wanted a new Kenwood badge to put on there. So I had some money that I got from selling that NX800H radio, and I figured I would pick up a scrap TK-380 because I had been seeing a lot of them on eBay recently. I saw one for like $10 that was like garbage, and it just had a good Kenwood logo on it. I was going to pick that one up. And I got a little bit carried away, and I started going into a little bit of a shopping spree with these 380s. And as I was saying, I was looking up junk TK-380s, and I came across one that I was interested in. I was trying to look for good deals and stuff like that. I'm always searching for good deals with these things. And when I was on eBay, I came across this guy here. That's right. This is a same exact thing. It's a Kenwood TK-380 version 2.0, and this was being sold by man, that flash makes it look horrible. This was being sold by some guy down in California, a company that basically gets these recycled from companies that have just thrown them out, and it doesn't matter what shape they're in. The guy will sell them, even if they're they've been if they survived a fire, he just sells them for what he can get for them. These are mostly scrap radios. They don't work very well. These are given to factory workers down in California, and they beat the living crap out of them. And when they're retired, they just get thrown in the recycle, and I guess this company obtains them somehow and resells them on eBay. So I came across this one, and I had a good look at it. And, a lot of these, when they've been dropped and stuff like that, and they have a lot of damage and stuff like that, you'll see damage on the screen, like that was what the first 380 I had, that's what that one had. But this one, as you guys can see, has no visible damage on the screen. The body's very beat up and weathered, kind of. The buttons are, the paint on the buttons kind of is coming off, it's smeared all over the place. But I had a good look at the pictures. The knob covers are missing too, but I just had a good look at the pictures, and I'm like, this looks like a good working radio right here. He's selling it for parts only, and then this was also a deterrent right here. It clearly says scrap on it. Someone wrote that on there at some point. But I had a good look at this thing. I inspected the pictures thoroughly, and I'm like, this looks like a pretty good radio. I think I'm going to give this one a shot. The guy had it for $30. He accepted my offer of $25. And I'm like, you know what? If this radio is somehow in good working shape, I will have just scored big time. And, I figured I would be getting a scrap radio. That's what it says right here, scrap. I figured it would be a piece of garbage. I would turn it on, and it just wouldn't do much. I got this thing in the mail this afternoon. Plugged this battery into it, plugged this antenna into it, turned the knob, the thing powered right on. I programmed it up, sucked the programming file off of it, saved that, put the programming file from this one onto here, that I had saved on my laptop. And did a couple test transmits. I figured the transmitter would be bad or something like that, or it would have a staticky receiver. This thing performed absolutely flawlessly. There is nothing wrong with this radio. The buttons, every single button on it works. Both of the knobs work. Secure antenna connection. The LED works. Speaker works. Every button on it works. I was absolutely shocked to figure out there was absolutely nothing wrong with this radio. And I was very happy about that. You know, I've got a perfectly good working TK-380 here. Let me go ahead and actually just prove that to you guys. I'm going to unplug the battery from this one, and we'll go ahead and do a quick couple tests here. Just quickly took the battery and antenna off this one, put them on here. I'm not going to do a full test on this with like the scanner and everything like that, but I'm just going to turn this on. You guys can just see this for yourselves. I already programmed this one up with the, like I said, with the programming. You know, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. That was the school bus channel. But anyway, as you guys can see, the backlight works. You know, I just tested the transmit by accident. Hopefully no one's sitting at the school bus company. But anyway, backlight, as you guys can see, there's a little bit of dirt behind the LCD. That's what's causing that little, you know, display funk there. But let's go to a GMRS channel and do one more of those. WQXZ773 testing. As you guys can see, it works. You know, I'm not going to show the receive on the other end. That works just fine. You guys will see that sometime else. But absolutely perfect. This radio works perfectly. And I'm just, you know, speaker works, LED works, everything works on it. Now, you guys are probably going to be asking, am I going to get, since it's working, I'm going to get more parts for it? Am I going to, you know, what am I going to do with this radio? You know, am I going to get a battery for it and all that? Hold on a second. Just put all this stuff back on this radio. Anyway, so after I got this, or actually before I got this, I came across 2 more ads on eBay, and you guys are going to call me crazy right now. At this point, I think I am going crazy, but I came across 2 more ads on eBay, not from the same seller, from a different seller. The guy selling, he was selling in total 6 more TK-380 version 2.0s. Without the guy had 6 without the DTMF pad. The rest of them he was selling in lots had the full DTMF pad on it. I didn't want those, but I came across these 2 ads on eBay. Each one was for a lot of 3 TK-380s. And these ones are in a lot rougher shape. They came from the same area down in California, not the same seller, you know, not the same town, but a very close town. And the guy had each lot for sale for about $50, so $100 in total. And I came across these ads, and I'm like, you know, I saw that these things were in pretty rough shape. They had been dropped. One of them has a cracked case. They have, you know, I think all of them, almost all of them, not all of them, but almost all of them have busted out screens. They have dead pixels all over the screens. But I'm like, hey, if I can pick all these radios up and you know, use them for parts, you know, get parts off of them, and you know, make 2 working radios out of all those parts, you know, I think that'll be a pretty good deal. So I made the seller an offer for $60 for both of the lots of 3, and the seller said we'll do $80 for you know, we'll take $10 off of each one. So I placed an order. This is just the first of 7 more of these 380s I'm going to be getting. Like I said, this one I just placed the order for it a little bit sooner, so this one came today, but the other ones will be coming tomorrow. I'm going to be getting 6 more of these things. I'm going to see if in total I can get 4 working TK-380s here out of those parts. I'm not going to do anything with these. I'm just going to mess, you know, the only parts that are going to be swapped are the ones between the new ones I buy, but I'm going to record that tomorrow when I get these radios opened up and, you know, see what I can do with them, because I'm just really excited. If I can get 4 good working TK-380s here, you know, I will have gotten a good deal on these radios. You may say, you know, oh, you spend a lot of money on garbage radios, you know, but if I can get at least 2 of those working out of the 6, I'll be pretty happy. But as with this one, I have a feeling one of those radios I'll just be taking, you know, pretty much all the parts off of, so that's where I'll be getting my knobs from. I'm guessing one of them will have at least a programming port cover I can get. And then I'm going to purchase new batteries off of eBay and a new more antennas just like these. So I just thought I'd tell you guys that tonight. I know I kind of went on another shopping spree, but I'm gonna get these old junk radios tomorrow, and we're gonna see what we can do with them. Like I said, I know for a fact one of them works. One of the tape on one of them said it does work. That's just the one that has the cracked case, so I can just replace the case on that one. So I'm sure I'll have at least 3 good working radios here, possibly 4. So I'm very excited to open those things up tomorrow and do some work on them, but they should be here tomorrow. So that's the end of the first part of the video, but thanks for watching tonight, and that'll be it. Alright guys, I thought we'd actually do this in the style of an unboxing. So the rest of the radios have come, and I haven't done an unboxing on this channel in a long time. I think this is actually the second unboxing I've ever done on this channel. The first one I did was back in 2010, back when no one even knew about my channel. So let's see if I can get this done with one hand. Let's get this. I really need to get a tripod. Maybe that's what I should get next, is a new camera and a new tripod. Alright, so we should have 6 radios here. Wonderful. Got packing peanuts. I'll probably just start taking these things out. So, alright. I'm guessing that's 1 right there. Guessing that's 2. And let's start taking these radios out. Like I said, we got 6 radios here. These are all pretty much in scrap condition, except for a couple, which I know can probably be revived with spare parts. But let's take a look at our first one here. All right. Well, this one. Let's take a look at this one. Looks like we got the top of this radio is actually in really good condition. I think this one, it says parts on it. We'll see about that. And then it says bad on the bottom. Like I said, we'll test all these radios, see what they can do. I know that none of you guys want to probably see the individual unpackaging of each of these, so I'm just gonna pause the camera here, unpackage them, and then we'll get to powering these guys on and testing them. Alright guys, here's the rest of the radios I ordered. Let's take a look at these. You know, this is the first one, like I already showed you. Let's see if we can get a little bit better lighting here. Like I said, the case on this one looks really good. We do have a crack on the case, it looks like. That does not look like a crack in the screen parts, and bad. So, you know, unless they were able to test these things down to, you know, every single capability, I'm not going to trust these labels yet. We'll see what happens when I power on. This is the one I was talking about last night that works, but as you guys can see, it's got a huge crack going up there, and the camera will focus in on that, but that's a pretty significant crack. It does work though. You know, one of the cases will probably come off one of these radios, and I'll swap them, but this really isn't in that bad of shape, but the pictures made it look a lot worse than it actually was. So, it's still a pretty bad crack. We'll see what we can do with this one. So that one works, I know that. This one, here we come to the ones with the bad screens. As you guys can see, we clearly have some, this is definitely damage to the actual screen. The word bad is etched into this one. Case looks like it's in alright shape, and that one says Anthony on it. So you guys can see that these were assigned to factory workers, more than likely. Let's see, we got this one here. This one actually has a clip off of a 3180, so that's interesting. This one has a little bit of damage in the corner there. Dead. We'll see about that. Look at that. Repaired 3/7/2013. What was I doing on 3/7/2013? I would have been in the 8th grade. Anyway, so we'll see if this one works. Like, these all say dead on them. A lot of them say dead. I don't know what that means by dead. Does that just mean the screen's dead, or does that mean the whole unit's dead? You know, it doesn't make it, they don't make that really clear. So I really wish my camera would focus here. There we go. This one, looks like we just have some more screen damage here. This one actually doesn't have any kind of labeling on it. It's got a broken clip on it, so that's that'll come off. But I'm going to get the screw from here. I've got the clip I had that's going on this one. I just needed screws for it, so we'll get screws off of this one. There's one screw here, and then there's one screw on another one of these, I think. We got 2 screws on that one. This one has the other screw, so there's that. And let's take a look at the last one. This one, it says it was dropped. We got some case damage. This one is just like my my daily driver here. This one is also missing the Kenwood logo. So, but we'll see. This one, it looks like when it was dropped, the power on knob was knocked out of place. So I'm not sure if that'll even twist anymore. I may have to take a hammer and hammer that. Nope, that's not doing anything unless it goes. No. That's not doing anything. I'm going to have to take this knob off and use a hammer and probably hammer that back into place, see if we can get any life out of this one. But anyway, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn the camera off. These are all going to be plugged into my one battery I have right now. I've already placed an order for a battery and antenna for this one. And like I said, the knobs, I can probably get knobs off of one of these units. And also a programming port cover. But I already ordered a battery for this one and an antenna since this one works. Clean the scrap lettering off of this one. I don't know why my camera's doing so bad today. But I'm just going to try the battery on all of these things and the ones that will power on. If any of them, well, I know that one will power on, but if any of these other ones power on, they're getting plugged into the laptop. Suck the programming files off of them, put my own on them, and we'll try these things out, see what they can do, and I'll add on to this video when I find out what's going on with each of these units individually. Alright guys, battery's plugged into our first unit here, and we're already looking promising here. We've got a backlight. It does power on. And this one actually has each function on it is locked. So that means it's just, it needs a password. Which I'm just going to take that right out. So right now I'm just testing all these for power on. So far this one is looking good. Looks like all our buttons work. Let's try the transmit. Yeah, looks like it's transmitting. Alright, we got our second unit right here. This one should be the one that is confirmed to be working. Alright, looking good right here. This one does not have a lock on it. Ooh, interesting. So this one might be running a different version of firmware. Take a look at that, I think that's the scan add delete symbol. Why won't this camera focus? Take a look at that scan add delete symbol right there. It's a plus and a minus. Some of these have arrows. The one, my daily driver, has a little circle right there. That's interesting. Does the backlight work? Yep, we got a backlight. I'm guessing that's the scan add delete button. We got our channels, zones here. Alright. Well, this one looks good, besides the case. Alright, we got our third unit here. It powers on, but our screen is completely dead. So, just as I suspected, we have a completely bad screen on this one. This one appears to be locked as well, but our backlight does turn on. But no, that screen is completely gone. Yeah, okay, we do have the LED. Alright, here's our one that says dead, and it's got some damage on the screen. Let's see if we get anything at all out of this one. Nope. This one looks like it truly is dead. As you guys can see, I'm turning it. It's not doing anything. Nothing. No sounds, no nothing. So, I'm not sure what the problem could be with this one. I'd be very curious to find that out. It feels like our knob here is a little bit loose. You know, feels kind of weird actually. So definitely a completely bad unit right here. Alright guys, this is the one that doesn't say anything on it. It looks like we got some screen damage. Let's see if this one will give us anything. Yep, we got life. Not in the screen, but okay, we got a backlight. And this one's locked as well. That low-pitched tone means we're locked, so. Alright, let's turn this one off. We're going to move on to our last one. I don't even know how I'm going to do this one because the knob on it is so badly bent out of place. I've got the toolbox, though, so I might just have to hammer that. May have to pull this cover off somehow and try to hammer that into place and see if we can get this thing to power on. Alright guys, so an update on this unit. I just took the knob cover, off, and I just spent the past few minutes hammering that knob back into place because it was so far bent out this way that it would not turn. I finally have it to the point where it will turn. It's a little bit hard, but it'll go through its full range of motion, and it will click off now. So I'm going to go ahead and put the battery on this one with it turned off, then I'll turn the knob on, and we'll see what we can get. Alright guys, let's see how we do. Ah, man. Looks like we're dead. I must have not had the battery on right because this one is now powering on. So, if this one works, the only thing that'll be wrong with this one is the knob. I'm going to have to hammer that back into place. But this one is now working, so we may have 5 perfectly good radios here. This is the only one right here that is actually officially dead. So like I said, there's a little bit of this power knob is a little bit loose. So I'm wondering if this is simply a loose power connection. It could be a loose power connection, it could be anything. This is definitely the one I'm gonna open up. If I can't get this one going, then this will be my spare case for this one. So alright guys, it's a couple hours later and I have the final verdict here. So I finished inspecting all these radios, did full testing on them to ensure that they are or are not in working condition. So we've got, not counting this one, and this one, which I already made a video on, we've got 3 that work, 3 that don't. So, like I said, I just tested all these. These ones are in perfect working shape. I got a TK-380 clip with this lot, so I just put it on this one. This screw, I can't get it to go in all the way no matter what I do, so I might have to get a new screw for this, but I just put this clip onto here. This one has a little crack in the screen, but besides that, it works flawlessly. This one, this is the next one. I did this is the one that had the cracked case. I actually swapped the cases on it for one of the bad ones over here. This one. So this one now has the cracked case on it. And we've got a good case on a good radio. So this one works just fine. This is the one that said dropped on it. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus in on this. This is the one that said dropped on it, and this radio is a little bit damaged. It's got just a little bit of a dark spot on the screen. Nothing major. You can still see it. And then the knob is still, the knob right here is still bent out of place, so it's a little bit hard to turn. I'm not going to take the hammer to it anymore. I think I've hammered it to the point where it'll work. I just don't want to hammer it anymore and take the chance of breaking it. But the knob works. It just takes a little bit more force with your fingers, but it turns on and off now, whereas before it was just locked up. You couldn't do anything, so I just had to give it a few good pounds with the hammer. That kind of fixed the knob. There's a little bit of a crack over there, and like I said, a little bit of damage to the screen, but nothing major. So here are our 3 good radios. Over here we got the 3 radios that do not work. This radio, this is the one that said it was dead on the case, and I have, and it's so weird. Like I was saying before, this one was repaired back in 2013, and it was obviously broken. It was repaired, and now it's broken again. This one does not even power up. It feels like this power on knob is a little bit loose, so it could be a loose connection on the circuit board. I opened the thing up, I looked at the circuit board, didn't see anything major. So I closed it back up, and I'm just going to leave it like that. These two, these are in working condition, just like these. These guys receive, they transmit just fine. Oh, and also I thought I'd say with my daily driver here, remember how I was trying to get a Kenwood logo on it? I've got one on it. I just glued it on. I have a piece of tape over it just so the glue can have a chance to dry with it on all the way. But that Kenwood logo came off of this radio right here. So that's really finally got my Kenwood logo on this radio. So, but like I said, these ones are in perfect working shape except for the screens. The screens are busted out on these, but I have tested these for both receive and transmit. I just, you know, I didn't even need the screen to know how I had these programmed. I just went to the GMRS channels, keyed them up, you know, keyed up my good radio, tested them for receive and transmit, and these guys both work fine. They just have bad screens, and like I said, this guy, I think it has a bad screen because it has the same damage, and it just plain out does not power up for whatever reason. So I actually have a friend who I met through Instagram. He works at a radio repair shop, I believe. I'm going to see if I can send these to him, and I'm going to see how much he'll charge me to, you know, take a look at these, see if he can't get them working right, because there's a lot of money here, you know. These four working radios, well, this one I'm definitely keeping because it'll be nice to have two. But I'm thinking I'll keep these three for a little bit, see what I can do with them. And if I don't have any use for them, I'll probably just put them all up onto eBay. But I like to see if I can get these guys going still, you know. There's some hope, especially with these two. They, you know, if Kenwood, if I can send these into Kenwood and they can just do a quick screen swap on these, or you know, swap the screens on both of these with brand new ones, then we should have some good working radios right here. Get some new batteries, get some antennas for them, and we'll be up and running here. So there you guys go. That's the final verdict. You know, not a bad deal. Like I said, I spent around $100 for all 7 radios in total. And, you know, considering they were posted all as for parts are not working, scrap, I got 4 of them. You know, I found 4 of them to be in perfect working order for the most part. So that's not bad. You know, not a bad haul right here. So I guess that'll be it for tonight. Oh, and also these are all of these radios are, of course, I can't test this one, but I'm sure it's the same thing. These are all running the Passport firmware. I could tell when I plugged them into the programming software and tried to write my programming file to all of them. They all said these are not version 2.0 radios when they clearly are. So I'm going to have to obtain the Kenwood version 2.0 firmware, and I'm sure I'll be able to get that from the Yahoo group. So anyway, thank you guys for watching today, and I think that'll be it.